How's it going, guys? So I want to talk to you guys about a couple of things about E3. Now, I've just finished exams, so I've finally got some time to talk about these things. And the first one I want to go through is Steep. Now, I'm going to have a look at a couple of different games. We'll go through a few trailers and things like that. If you guys want to know my opinion on any games shown at E3, be sure to let me know in the description. But this is the first one that caught my eye. It's one of the first trailers I saw coming out of E3. Of course, I had exams. I was a bit late on a few things, and this is the first thing that came up on basically on my YouTube feed. And it looks really cool. Now, I don't know about any of you guys, but I myself have a bit of affection for extreme sports games. I was growing up with games, or not really growing up, but games I was getting into really big with games like Tony Hawk Underground, and then up to games like Skate, and up to Skate 3, Amped, and things like that for snowboarding and stuff like that. I thought all these games were awesome. I spent so many hours playing them, and lately, extreme sports games have sort of died out, or any ones that we have got have been a little weird, basically. Games like Shaun White's skateboarding, things like that, where it's sort of very arcadey, the new Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, things like that where it's not that realistic. They're more aiming at, I don't know, a younger age sort of gamer. Kids that are just after colourful, cool, creative games and stuff like that, which is perfectly fine. However, it's been a long time since I've got an actual, let's say, realistic extreme sports game, especially over, it's such a next-gen looking game, such a beautiful looking graphics. The mountains in this game look absolutely incredible. There's a couple of things that I'm not too sure about, a couple of things that look really cool. Let's go through and have a look. So the first thing that, one of the biggest things they showed us was Mountain View. Now this is basically just a map. It does look very cool, it does look very beautiful. I don't think this is too much of a feature, so to speak. I think it's more just a way of getting around the mountain. It does look pretty cool, but I don't think it's so much of a feature, and I'm not sure if it's something, I don't know. It looks pretty cool, but it's more of just a way of getting around the map. It looks quite nice. The other feature was looking down, once you've actually completed a trail, once you've gone down a path and looking at your line, everywhere you go is analysed in a line. So you can actually go back, have a look at what you've done, go through replays, set up videos. Hopefully there's a good video editor. Now that would be really cool. If there's a way to actually edit my videos, save my replays, look at lines, save things that I've actually done, you can actually look, not only through GoPro view from GoPros attached to you and your helmet and things like that, but of players around you. So for instance, one thing they showed in the trailer was someone going in a wingsuit, flying under him doing a double backflip, and then going to his GoPro view, looking behind from the back of his head at you doing a backflip. It looked absolutely sick. It looked insane. I thought that was mad. Now, whether we can save these lines, whether I'm going to have to record them myself and then chop them up and turn them into whatever I want from the instant replay sort of thing, or whether there is a video editor in the actual game where I can set up some professional looking trailers. It'd be really cool to see a game where, you know, you look at basically a trailer for an actual skater or snowboard or something like that. You have some cool shots of just the mountain, you have some cool shots of him, some tricks, maybe a few songs to choose from to set up a, you know, an actual sort of trailer or something like that. That would be really, really cool. If they have some sort of, maybe even some themes and things like that to set up whatever you want to do, and just making video editing as easy and as simple as possible, that could be the biggest thing that makes this game awesome, and I reckon that'd be really cool. So video editing would be mad. The other thing that I want to talk about in this game is actually tricks. So I've seen a lot of gameplay, I've seen a lot of people playing the game. Now, of course, anyone that I've seen, any raw gameplay from YouTubers that have been to E3 and recorded some, obviously are not pros at the game. They don't know everything there is to do, they're not 100% sure how to play, and they only got a few minutes on it, of course. But one thing I was noticing was grabs and things like that on snowboards and skis and things. There wasn't a lot of grabs and not a lot of tricks being done. A lot of them are flips and things, but they're not grabbing on a board. I'm not sure how broad different grabs and flips and tricks like that actually go. You seem to have full realistic control in the air and things like that, especially when it comes to skis and snowboards and things like that. You know, actually different grabs, different maneuvers, and different tricks and that, I have not seen too many, and I'm not seeing too many coming out. So whether they're holding them back, whether they're going to release them before the game comes out a bit, I'm not too sure, but hopefully we get a large array of grabs and things like that, because that's one of the big things. It'd be nice to see some parks as well. So at the moment it's just been going nothing but straight down the mountain, which looks cool, zooming through trees, over houses and ski lodges and things like that, off big jumps going down cliffs, faces and stuff like that. It looks really cool. Hopefully though, we have a few half pipes and actually stunt related runs and things like that. That'd be really cool. Hopefully that's something to implement. I really hope it is. I haven't seen any half pipes or anything like that. Hopefully that's something they're going to include. It really should be. I'd actually be quite disappointed if they don't. But we'll see when the game comes out. So there are 4 different things to choose from as to how you want to go down the mountain. There's paragliding, there is wingsuit, there is skiing, and there is snowboarding. Wingsuit looks awesome. It looks like there's quite a few things for you to try and make tricky, whether that be just going through crevices and tricks and things like that. Holes in rocks and holes in structures, man-made and stuff like that, like power lines and things, and just flying through them. Looks really cool and also really tricky, and different runs and challenges and races and things like that are actually quite difficult. I actually saw Level Cap Gaming, he said he wanted to have a go at one of the hardest runs in the game, one of the hardest races, and that took him through power line after power line. You get those huge structures with like a triangle hole at the very top of the power line and just gliding through those, and one of them included you had to run through about 5 or 6 of those things in a row without crashing. Now, paragliding looks like something that's probably just there to get a good view of the mountain, to just sort of fly around. There were quite a few cool shots, as in people doing stunts and things of a paraglider going straight underneath them. That looked really cool. I'm not sure if there's going to be any challenge of paragliding or anything like that, and I think setting up stunts for that is probably something you're either going to do with your friends to set up a cool looking shot or a cool looking trick. But apart from that, if you're not too bothered about just looking around, because the game does look incredible, but if you just want to get into tricks and things like that, it looks like it's just going to be snowboarding, skiing, and wingsuit riding, which is awesome. Now, wingsuit is something that I've not seen in games before. That looks really cool. Hopefully there are some cool runs, maybe specifically for wingsuit, so heading down the back of a rock face on a mountain or something like that would be really cool. Having some actual cool little, maybe rocky crevices where, sort of like the trees, if you're snowboarding or skiing, if you can try and wingsuit through an actual array of rocks and things like that, that'd be really mad. Skiing looks awesome, being able to do tricks, landing backwards, sliding down as far as you can backwards, and then flipping back over a cliff to the front looks mad. Snowboarding, hopefully we get a lot of grabs and things like that. There's a lot of tricks and things I haven't seen, a few like Japan's and India's and things like that. There's been a couple of simple grabs I've seen, but not too many on the snowboard, so hopefully we get a few more of those. That'd be really cool. But overall, this game looks awesome. It is a simple game. This is not something you're going to be hooked on and playing for hours every single day. It's not Battlefield or anything like that. It's not a competitive multiplayer. It's just for fun. It's just a chill, but it's definitely something that I'm going to be picking up. I love extreme sports games. I love sticking in, even if I just put it in for an hour every now and then and just have a glide around the mountain, see how many tricks I can do and things like that. It looks absolutely awesome. It looks so fun. It looks so cool, so relaxing and so chilled out. And it's good to have a game like this, even if it's not something that everyone's going to be playing. It's something that a person like myself can really get in touch with and really just have fun. It's just for plain fun, and that's really all games come down to. So what do you think of Steep? I'm going to be looking at a couple of games more over the next few days. Be sure to subscribe and leave a like if you're new to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you later. Take care out. Have a good one.